Well, hello, Pittsburgh, and welcome to Pride Matters, where we bring you issues of concern and interest to the Pittsburgh queer community. If you are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and yes, even an ally, then you will find this program not only to be informative, but entertaining as well. My name is Jeff Freedman, and we bring you this podcast from our lovely studio here in beautiful downtown Pittsburgh. On today's episode, we're shining a spotlight on Stonewall Sports. They have quickly become a beloved organization in our community. And if you're looking to connect, compete, and celebrate inclusivity through sport, then you're going to love learning about the Pittsburgh chapter of Stonewall Sports. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Brianna here with Brianna's Mobile Workshop, Pittsburgh's premier queer contractors, bringing our safe space to yours.
Some of the projects we have done are kitchen remodels, doors and awnings, retainment walls and French drains, hardwood floor finishing, additions, decks, and bathroom remodels, and more.
We do anything residential and some commercial work, interior and exterior work, and we do all of Allegheny County and bordering counties. So if you're looking at getting the consultation done, feel free to scan the QR code. And even if you're not ready right now, go ahead and just save that to your contacts. Till next time.
All right, and we're back here with the Stonewall Sports, Stonewall Alliance here in Pittsburgh. Welcome, Val and Steve. Welcome very much here. Huge fan of Stonewall Sports. Love you guys very, very much. You guys are absolutely incredible. You have had an incredible run here in Pittsburgh. So, Steve, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and your role within the Stonewall Sports or Stonewall Alliance, and I'll let you talk. How's that?
Yeah, so I'm Steve Zanella. I'm the executive director for Stonewall Alliance, and
Val Costa. I am the communications lead for the Alliance as well.
Well, wonderful. So, Steve, tell us how long you've been involved in the Stonewall Sports and what brought you here today.
so I started with Stonewall Sports in 2014 with a friend of mine literally saying, hey, I'm doing this kickball thing. Do you want to give it a try? And I went and I played and I had a lot of fun and turned into a lot more sports. And then I was the commissioner for sand volleyball and then became a board member with the Alliance itself whenever we started our own nonprofit here in Pittsburgh that oversees the Stonewall Sports here in Pittsburgh. And we've been helping the community, raising money for charity, and having a heck of a lot of fun in the meantime since.
Wow. And Val, how did you get started?
Well, similarly, but it was a friend of a friend a little bit later. I'm a post-COVID Stonewall Sports here in Pittsburgh, but I joined dodgeball. Was my first season in 2021. That's in January, and it was sort of the rest is history. I joined how many other sports? Bocce, kickball, 2 seasons. I bowl 3 times a year.
Whoa.
There's other things I'm forgetting. Cornhole is new. It's very exciting stuff. And similarly, I jumped onto a committee for the sport I started with, which was dodgeball, and now I find myself on as a board member of the Alliance.
Right. So Steve, tell us. So this started off with kickball, right? And how many sports are there now currently in the umbrella? This is a Pittsburgh chapter, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about. Let's back it up. So this is a local organization of a national. Right.
So Stonewall Sports is a national organization.
Okay.
They're in 28 cities and 20 states. Stonewall Alliance is the local chapter here of Stonewall Sports, and we got our own 501c3 in 2018 so that we could save more money locally here and have more money going to local charities in Pittsburgh.
Right. So what are the exact sports that you have now? You're up to how many sports?
We have 10 now.
10.
I always try and do them without looking at the notes, but I do have my notes here. We have bocce, bowling, yoga, cornhole, billiards, kickball, dodgeball, volleyball, ultimate frisbee, and pickleball.
Pickleball.
Yes.
Well, was that the newest one, or
billiards is actually the newest sport.
billiards?
We just finished the first season of that.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about being gay and sports, right?
Yes.
So like this is an interesting dichotomy, right? And being the person that grew up playing sports and all that, right? So we found a home, right? So did you find any trouble? I mean, this was like 2014, right?
Well, in 2014, I literally wasn't doing any recreational sports because I didn't even know that it was possible to do them without having to join something like Pittsburgh Sports League or, any of the local leagues that are out there. But none of them are very inclusive. None of them are very involved in bringing the community together. It's more about a beer social league as opposed to having fun,
And
meeting
we still
people.
do that
and doing
too.
Still a beer and social league, right?
Oh, yeah.
We, as a community, are focused more on the inclusion aspects of the sports. We lean heavily on the national chapter and how they run the sports at the national tournament level so that if any of our members in our chapter were interested in doing that, that they wouldn't be surprised by any of the rules. But instead of only playing your best players, we're playing everybody. This isn't just about winning. This is about fun and doing it in a way that feels very safe and inclusive. I like to say this, and this isn't to say that if you join as an ally, you'll come out gay, but
Really?
I was a strong ally for my entire life and joined Stonewall Sports in 21. Also got heavily involved in my work's ERG, was just really more aware of the community itself. And I was a late bloomer, but a lot of people aren't now, and they're the ones that helped me figure it out. So that was just like a really awesome thing to feel and be welcomed and really help better understand myself through younger people's eyes.
Nice.
It's a little weird, so. But,
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the ability.
Yes.
I want to say you're open to all ability levels,
Yes.
right? You don't have to be an all-star or superstar, correct?
All proficiencies are welcome and are encouraged. We have divisions in some leagues that can be more competitive so that people that are just starting out are not going to get beat up by a team that's an all-star team or anything like that. And we even promote that teams, change and meet new people, and that you have different players coming onto each of these teams every year. So there isn't a team that's been around forever that has nothing but good players or anything like that. That isn't something that's done in our leagues.
Right.
Specifically for that idea of meeting new people and figuring out new things and getting to try out these different sports.
Nice. And there is a fee to play, right?
Yes.
But however, you guys have some initiatives, right? Pay It Forward and your DEI initiatives. Can you talk about a little bit about those that can help?
Absolutely.
So we have a Play It Forward fund.
Okay.
We have actually given 105 free signups so far.
Oh, wow.
With the idea being that anybody that doesn't have the money to pay for any of these sports can apply for that. And then we send them a little code so they register like everybody else. Nobody knows. Nobody has to know. It is literally just we want people in the community to be able to play whether they can afford it or not.
Wonderful.
It's important for us to have that inclusion.
And just to add into that too, that doesn't only include the sign-up fees, the registration fees. If someone wanted to play kickball and didn't have cleats, they could submit
wow.
an application for the Play It Forward fund in that same way.
Right.
It's definitely our way of trying to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to be playing these sports, even if they did or didn't have a chance to play
Right.
them when they were younger.
Right, right. And I love the fact that you're a 501c3 first,
Yes.
right? And a sports organization second. But you're a community organization, which is wonderful. And I just want to really quickly read their mission statement, if I could, for a moment. To provide an inclusive and diverse, low-cost and high-fun adult sports league that is managed as a nonprofit with a philanthropic heart. Say that fast, right? But what a wonderful mission statement that you have, and you live it.
Oh, it's important to us, especially with a lot of sports organizations now going through what they're going through in the outside world. We are proud to say that, through our DEI initiatives that we welcome everybody to play. We have players that range anywhere from 21 years old to 74 years old.
There's still time for me. Thank you. Right?
And that fit all demographics
Right.
and or all genders and all forms of folks are welcome in our leagues,
Nice.
are celebrated in our leagues, and are people that we're happy to play with, get to know, and meet.
Right.
Absolutely. And like we said, all types of players who any skill level we're looking to help you learn these sports. Pickleball, you said, oh, is that the newest one? It's silly tennis. I love it. It's amazing. If you don't know how to play, you should learn. It's so much fun. And
Pickleball is silly
it's
tennis.
silly tennis. If you haven't played, you have to, Jeff. It's so much fun.
I avid tennis player, have never picked up a pickleball.
You would
Can
love
you
Tennis
believe
for the
it?
kitchen.
It is.
I know you like to be a little silly, Liza, with a Z.
Yeah,
So
there you go, right? We got our softball pass, by the way. Yeah. So we just competed. We just did the gloves and glitter
with
softball fundraiser.
With our softball fundraiser, because we support other organizations in Pittsburgh as well.
Right.
Our community groups. It was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. It was congratulations to the Steel City Softball League. Yeah, my like first favorite, and we're gonna get to my second favorite sport, bocce, here in a little bit, but which is a wonderful. I can't wait to share that story. But yeah, we actually played, and like the community won that day.
Yes.
Don't you feel it was a great event?
It was so much fun. We couldn't have been muddier. It couldn't have
Right.
been sillier.
Right.
And that is a lot of the energy that Stonewall brings to the table. It is so high energy, high fun, low stress, low stake.
It's creating safe places for us all. Is what you all are doing and what the Steel City Softball League does. Can we take a moment just to kind of go through these sports, if you don't mind, for just a second?
We would love
because
that.
I'm just really curious, right? So let's start with the kickball, your first one, right? Mm-hmm. So like when I remember kickball and playing on the street.
Exactly.
So I actually went to one of your kickball things. It's vicious, right? There's an intensity there that I was not ready for, right?
Well, everybody has a good time and is having fun, but is also wanting to, they want to bunt that ball. They want to make it to first. They want to have fun.
But it's great.
It can be competitive, and there are different divisions in some of our sports that have such large member bases. Bocce, less necessary in that we won't necessarily think that, but they're one of our largest sports. Kickball and dodgeball are huge, and we've got multiple divisions in that. So when you're signing up, you're letting them know, even if you're a free agent, which Steve alluded to earlier, if you don't have anyone that you want to play with, or you don't know anybody, you're brand new to town.
You get drafted, right?
Yes, you sign up as a free agent, and teams who have open slots in their roster have you as an option to pick from.
So can we talk a minute about dodgeball, right? Because this is my worst childhood fear, right? Was dodgeball in the gymnasium, right? Mm-hmm. I hated it. Like I just literally, I would fake being sick, not to play dodgeball, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of stuff.
Anxiety.
It's a good thing. It's kind of like reclaiming something. Like, how is this successful with a gay audience? Tell me.
I think that.
So we have a recreational side.
A recreational side.
Yeah, so then we have a competitive
There's a
group,
competitive side to
That's
dodgeball.
There
what
is.
You're remembering in gym class.
And those are those folks you're remembering. Those are those folks that can whip it and do the things and have all kinds of fun.
Might have played baseball in school or anything, but it's not the large kickball-sized balls. This is a smaller ball.
Oh, which stings more,
yes,
right?
stings maybe a little bit, but they're coming a little fast.
We do the national dodgeball balls, so they are made to not
there's
be
official balls for dodgeball.
There is.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
If you actually think about the balls that you saw in the movie Dodgeball,
Right.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Those size balls. And it's nice because they are at least non-sting, so they don't hurt as bad, is what I would
Non-sting. I think maybe less sting I'll allow.
That's a different
I'll allow
community.
less
So
sting.
I'll leave that, right? Good for the less sting.
The
right?
less sting.
I could
We
just
love
see the
that.
ball, now giving less sting. You know what I mean? This is great.
Well, and we do make sure that, headshots are discouraged. And by that, I mean like that can get you kicked out of a game, all those kind of things.
Okay.
So
Right.
we're making sure that, people aren't getting hurt. We're making sure
Exactly.
that things are safe.
It's not just a safe space emotionally, it's a safe space physically
Right,
to be,
right.
That is what we are aiming for.
So it really does get down to a real game of dodgeball where it gets down, you get called out and you have to
Yes.
leave. And
Oh yeah, we have 12 players on the court at once.
Okay.
And basically, if somebody catches the ball, somebody can come back in. If somebody gets out, you stand on the side and wait to be brought back in by a catch.
Right.
And in our leagues, we try to have volunteers from the other teams within the league to referee or umpire in different sports and help us maintain the flow of play.
And I'm sure that you don't know the rules, there's people to help you with all the sports,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
You don't have to be the expert in order to play.
Not at all.
You just have to be willing to do it, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
So let's quickly go through the other ones. We have bowling,
Yep.
right? So there's a bowling season.
There's 3 of them during the year.
3.
3 seasons.
Yeah, we
to
do
bowl.
a summer, fall, and winter.
Oh my gosh. So how many weeks is each?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. So that's like a low commitment, right?
Yeah.
We try and make everything in every sport so that you can have a commitment to the sport, but it's not too much.
Right.
With bowling, we have actually kind of revitalized bowling, in my opinion, because most bowling groups that you bowl in, it's a long season.
Oh, it's like 26 weeks.
And you
right?
have to bowl every game
Yeah,
and all those kind of things.
You have to be certified.
When you do Stonewall bowling, you sign up. It's a 10-week season, might be 2 extra weeks for playoffs, and you have 6 people on a team, but 3 people count per game.
Right.
Up to 6 people can bowl, but if you don't count in that game, you don't have to bowl. So you can socialize. You can meet
Oh,
other
so just
people,
bowl
you
for
can
fun.
walk around.
Right. Low
All
pressure.
those things.
Exactly.
No, right.
That's
But
Love
it
it.
makes it a great atmosphere so that
Yeah.
people can meet, they can do things, they can have fun, and we literally have almost 200 bowlers for this season here. in the
Right.
summer.
Oh, wonderful. Terrific. All right, let's talk about, okay, you don't play volleyball, you play sand volleyball.
100%.
Yes.
Like
We're
in
working-
sand?
Yes.
Yeah,
in
we're working
sand.
on inside volleyball too,
Yes.
but those spaces are very hard to come by. The sand volleyball spaces are at Highland Park.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen
so-
those. Yeah.
So
A lot of fun.
you come out, we play sand volleyball. We've got 3 divisions for that. So we've got like our starter division, an intermediate league, and basically your more athletic folks.
Right. And when does that usually take place?
So that's this summer here. It's coming up.
Okay.
Our first week will start on the 22nd.
Okay. Well, before we forget, if anyone's interested in joining or interested in Stonewall Sports, what is your website? How do they get a hold of you? Really fast.
StonewallSportsPGH.org.
Oh, that's simple. Huh.
Pretty simple.
There we go. We can read it right down here as soon as we get a caption, right? So let's talk about yoga. Now, there's an interesting sport. I never considered yoga a sport. Let's combine yoga and dodgeball, maybe. But
Intentional movement of your body is very important.
oh,
Yoga, the breathing, it's very nice.
And it is
Why-
definitely more of just a yoga class,
Yeah.
but it's that
Okay.
idea that you're getting
No
a good
competition.
deal.
Correct.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It's an organized, you're going with the same people every week. You're not running the risk of missing a space in your local
Right.
yoga studio,
Right,
something
right.
like that. This is something established, like again, socializing.
And again, for like $45-$50, you're getting yourself 8 classes.
right.
Right.
And it's
Way
to
cheaper
kind of go to. And
than any yoga class I've
and
ever taken.
BYOM, right? Bring your own
Bring
mat.
your own mat.
There you
Yes,
go. All
We
right.
love that.
All right. So let's talk about, we talked about billiards, right?
Yes.
So this is the
brand new.
newest one, right? So actually, is it 8 ball or is it 9 ball or whatever?
So
What do
it's
they
8
call
ball, and we played Dutch pairs. So
you
the
have to
idea
pay
was,
for
the idea is if you play with a teammate, but you each play, and if you make a ball, then your teammate has to make the next ball. So like to keep your turn,
I got you.
You're literally both playing as you
Right.
go through the whole time, and then teams were allowed to have up to 6 players on them.
Oh, wow.
But you played matches where we played 7 games. The first one to win 4 games wins and moved on to the next round or won that week.
So it's like a tournament bracket every week?
No, so during the week we had regular season play, and then
Right.
we had the tournament bracket at the end of the
Oh,
season.
I got you.
But we ended up with about 60 players. We had 8 teams.
Oh, nice.
Nice for the
Wow.
first season.
All right. Pickleball, right?
Yes.
This is
Pickleball's in at least the second year, but there's a couple.
Pickleball
seasons.
is tough.
It's
There is a
so
couple seasons, but it is tough to get
Small.
signed up for because we sell out so fast.
oh, it's like concert tickets, right?
we're now up to where we can take 74 players, and it sold out in 9 minutes. For the last.
Wow. You're kidding me.
I'm on the board. I've yet to be able to play. I can't sign up fast enough.
Wow. All right. So we have pickleball. So cornhole. Let's talk about cornhole, right?
Cornhole did its first season
All right.
at Valum here, and we're looking at doing another one. We did it here in the wintertime. It ran the same time as dodgeball on Sundays in the south side at Valum.
Yeah. They're
Brewery.
wonderful location,
Yep.
right? Very allied friendly. Very, very
Absolutely.
friendly.
Love
And we had about 100 people playing. We were doing 20-minute rounds, and you get 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, 20 minutes on, so you have some time to grab beer, socialize,
There you go.
meet
Right.
folks,
It's a
and have some
brewery,
fun.
right?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
Dog
location.
friendly,
Yeah.
lots of dogs. I got to pet so many.
Aw,
so
that
many
was so
other
nice.
people's dogs. It was so great.
We even hung out during that one snowstorm that happened on the Sundays right there at the thing because it just snowed us in. It was
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Oh, this is
fantastic.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So I just can't hold it anymore. Like I got to talk about bocce, right?
Yay, Bobby.
But Val's going to switch places
Yes.
with Justin, the
Absolutely.
commissioner, which I'm dying to talk to.
Justin's
So-
amazing. He
Yes.
runs such a tight ship for
Yes.
over 500 people.
It is. I got to go. So we'll be right back here to talk with Stonewall Sports Bocce. Don't touch that dial.
This is not a bingo kind of, community that we're hoping to create.
Hey QBurgh, Nebby Nick here at Mosaic Apartments with Jim. Now Jim, please tell us, what the idea for this apartment complex you hope to be.
We've done a lot of work with the folks in the LGBT community, focus groups with your senior populations to say, what would you want this building to look like? And what they told us was they wanted a great location. They wanted something that was contemporary and fun, walkable.
And of course, this space is geared toward LGBTQ seniors, but anyone can come here, right? But what really makes it unique compared to other homes?
There's about 10 or 12 of these in the country now. And we've been talking to them about, what's been successful. And then we'll also really work closely with the first residents of this community to make sure that the programs and services that are offered are really what they want and what they need. We kind of take a public health approach to a lot of our communities. So at a baseline, we will provide some social services to help support people as their needs change. We'll also try to do meaningful activities. So we've started to connect with people like the Carnegie Museums and the arts community, the University of Pittsburgh, with student groups that are LGBTQ friendly. And we also have all the assets of the 3 or 4 universities that are close to us as well.
And we're back, and I am so excited about this. I've been waiting this whole time.
Me too.
We have, oh, good. Well, thank you for waiting. So we have Justin, who is the commissioner of bocce, right? Mm-hmm. So thank you for coming in for Stonewall Sports. So tell us how you got involved in bocce and how your experience and how you got to be commissioner.
Yeah, it's not too dissimilar from Steve and Val. So I started with Stonewall Sports back in 2015 with kickball. And I had a good time. I was back new to the city, returning to the city. I needed to find some gay and queer friends and people to socialize with, and I really enjoyed my time. And then through seeing the leadership of folks that were there at the time, and the current offering was a small slate of some high-intensity offers that we had, the dodgeball, the kickball,
Right.
I was talking to people and I was like, we gotta see what else is out there. And I started talking to folks from DC, as Steve mentioned, where Stonewall started. And I found out about bocce. And honestly, I had never played before.
Right.
I was like, but let's do this.
Right.
9 seasons later, we're over 500.
I know. It's absolutely incredible. Like honestly, and if I can just give my 2 cents worth, right? I really think this was it really affected me in the way that I did not expect. Number one, you play in an extremely safe space. So I guess the best way to explain it is when you come down, it's played at Les Getz Field in Swissville, right?
Correct.
So it's played there, and if you go to the field, it's kind of hard to find. Thank heavens for Waze, right? Who tells you to turn right. Because it appears that you're going nowhere. Right? So you turn this turn, you go down, you're like, where am I going? It's tree lined. And then you kind of come around a little bend, and then it appears, right?
It opens up.
Right. It just opens up into this huge field. And I was meeting a friend, Brian Werner, there to talk about gloves and glitter, right? Because that was going to be we're looking at that for a future home. So I got there a little earlier to talk to him. So we were talking about this and that, and then as we're sitting there, all these vehicles come in, right? And out of the vehicles come all these what I called billiard balls, right? There's every color of the rainbow started one by one appearing, and they all kind of congregated with each other. So they were finding likes, right? And next thing I know, I was not ready for 500 people. There is this plethora of colors, all matching in little subsets and all that. And then all of a sudden, they all go out onto the field, right? And they divide and they get out there. And honestly, I was gobsmacked by how organized it was. For 500 people to try to go in there and to go to the right spot, and 500 queer people, right? That's a huge, huge compliment. And everybody was happy and smiling, and everybody was ready to play. And you said play ball or whatever. Maybe that's softball, but baseball. But whatever you did, because you got on the mic, you said thank you. Everybody listened. Was very respectful. This was just incredible. I wondered where I was at the time, but it was absolutely incredible. And then everyone started playing ball, or bocce, I guess. Which I never thought anyone would ever play. This is something that you see in Bloomfield with old Italian men.
Yeah.
That's how I was grown up, right? With seeing, but you had very brightly lit balls, right?
They do glow.
They do glow.
They turn on, yeah. At night in the fall, it becomes
Right.
beautiful.
Right. And just the people that were there, the representation of our community was there. You had, people my age, you had people that were 21, you had everywhere in between and all sizes and shapes and it was just absolutely incredible experience. So thank you from the bottom of my heart before I get a little verklempt, right? But it was empowering. So if you ever get the chance to come see bocce or just to watch as a spectator, do it. Right?
Yeah, bocce is a sport for everybody.
It is.
And I refer to it as a little s sport. Because it's casually competitive. We're there to have a good time. We're there to hang out. We got food trucks. We have an alcohol cart. We got DJs some days.
Right.
It's a space for everybody to come and join. And even if you're not registered to play, you're still welcome to come and check it out. Support the local businesses that are there and find a friend and just throw a ball or two. We're a little casual in that, which I think is great.
Which was great because there were teams that obviously had played a while together. I mean, they're friends and then new friends, right? And when I was talking to the group, they said none of us knew each other before this because they were a team that they just kind of put together. You guys put together, and they were just now they're like besties, which was wonderful. And you do have what? So when is your season and your season start, and what can people expect when they come there? Because
So our season runs pretty much all of August and September.
Okay.
So we're a fall sport. We're kind of pushing a little bit more towards summer, but it's really that time of year where you're just looking to hang out, enjoy the last days of extended sun, and hang out with your friends. And so it's Thursday nights starting at 6:30, as you said, in Swissvale. And you show up, and 8 years ago it was a little bit smaller, but as Jeff said, it's approaching over 500 every year at this point, and you can just know that you're in a space where you can hang out and you can be yourself, and you can find people that look like you can find people that don't look like you, and it's just a space to come together over glowing balls in a field,
and smiles.
And smiles.
There were
and
tons and tons
laughters.
of smiles and
Little dance parties in the middle of the courts. We're just there
We
to have a
even
good
get
time.
community members that will just come out to see what's going on because we're basically putting on a little gay circus every Thursday.
I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely
with all of our
amazing.
people, and we usually have a food truck going on.
I was going to say that
so that everybody can enjoy and have fun and
and booze.
Oh yeah,
you had booze, right? There was a booze truck or booze mobile. Or booze.
Pittsburgh Mobile Bars comes, and they offer both alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. We want to be very inclusive in that space.
Thank you for that.
But we recognize, 6:30 people are coming from work.
Right.
They want to get some food. They might want to get a drink, and we want to make sure people stay and feel totally comfortable.
Right. Yeah. And like you have food and you have the drinks, so they could basically come. They get change in the car. Is what I think they do.
Well, you can play bocce one-handed, so you got one for the drink. And
there you go.
Playing the game.
There you go. But what was absolutely also wonderful about it, I'm sorry, but I think what was absolutely wonderful about it was you don't have to be good to do this, right? Yeah. Like there were some really bad bocce players, and I was like, that would be me. But I
still think there are some bocce teams that are proudest of their names more than anything because we get some of the most interesting names and have
really
fun.
Good names.
I'm always proud of mine, but that's because I love a good pun. So
right. So what's the name? What are some of the names you have?
So this year is our spin-off of last year's, but we're going to be Lawn and Order Polina Intent. Off of Lawn and Order Criminal Intent.
Yes, got it.
Last year we were Lawn and Order SBU for Special Bocce Unit.
Nice.
We're I Want to Dance with Some Bocce. Which, come on.
Honestly,
really, the team names are one of the best-selling features. Truly.
That is great. Well, just congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm still like, I'll be there to support. We had talked about being such great athletic supporters, and we are, right?
Yes.
So
we love a good athletic supporter, and anybody is welcome at any point to come and meet us.
Absolutely.
And for anybody even that is not necessarily a sports person, we also do social events. So we have trips to museums, trips to, we actually did like the wagon trip here in the fall, like the apple orchard setup that they did.
Oh, nice.
But we've done Heinz History Museum. We've done trips to the different art shows and things like that have come around the city. So we try and have things for everybody. We've even got a biking group that does cycling and does different cycling throughout the summer.
Oh, nice. So sweet. So there's other events. Again, and as we wrap up here, because it looks like we're kind of out of time right now, But give us one little spiel about bocce. Come out and watch. And
Come out, check it out. You don't need to play. It is not your grandfather's bocce. The balls glow in the dark. We're playing great music. You're there just to hang out, make this big, amazing city just a little bit smaller, meeting queers and allies alike that are there just to have a good time.
Wonderful. And Steve, tell us all about Stonewall Sports and final push here.
Oh, I would just say if you're looking for community, you're looking for friends and something new to try, give us a shot. We have a lot of different things you can try, a lot of different ways you can get involved, and a lot of different ways you can meet people that you wouldn't have met otherwise.
And your website, how do we get a hold of you?
StonewallSportsPGH.org.
And Insta is?
We are
Instagram.
Stonewall Sports Pittsburgh, yeah.
Stonewall Sports Pittsburgh, and I'm sure you're on X and all the fun other stuff, right?
We're on pretty much every platform now. I think we've worked our way through. If you search Stonewall Sports Pittsburgh, you'll find us pretty much on any of them.
Perfect.
Every sport has a Facebook page. If you're interested in a specific sport, you can search on there and get that sports page. And if you follow that, it has registration information and everything listed. But we also have that at the website. So we're good on either side.
Easy. Well, thank you guys very much for
much.
coming here. Thank you, Val, who's over there. So thank you all very much. And thank you, Pittsburgh, for tuning into the QBurgh podcast, Pride Matters. And stay proud, Pittsburgh.